Derp everyone, this is the Buckethead Disciple. Can't do a video on the bucket without doing a video on the mask. First off, don't give me the whole "there is no mask" thing. I understand the psychological and stylistic implications of that phrase, and we're not going to go into that right now. Buckethead wears a mask, alright? That's obvious. Moving on. In several previous videos of mine and all over the internet, you will discover that Buckethead's persona had his face scratched off by chickens, which required him to wear the mask in the first place. But I think that it will be more fun to talk about where the mask really came from and the 3 reasons why it's there. First off, Buckethead himself explains the genesis of the mask in several interviews, including the famous Coming Alive podcast that came out in 2017. In short, Buckethead, a big fan of the Halloween movie franchise, purchased a Michael Myers white mask at some point and put that on together with an empty bucket of deli chicken, looked in a nearby mirror and said to himself,
put it on my head, and I was like, I looked in the mirror and I just was like, oh, that's Buckethead, you know?
Let me be clear, he has had a ton of masks, but the most prominent one he performs with is not a Michael Myers mask. It is similar, but not the same. The kind of mask he wears is not important, but the reasons he wears them are important. First, anxiety. Despite his assiduous talent with the guitar, being in front of crowds while being himself was very difficult for Buckethead. Facing crowds makes Buckethead nervous. Wearing the mask and the bucket helped him feel like he didn't have to be himself, but instead be this character who could get away with playing music on stage, but also do things that Buckethead likes to do, like dancing or whipping nunchucks around. Ironically, this mask makes Buckethead more true to himself than he is without it. This is the explanation behind the whole "there is no mask" thing. Buckethead is more himself with it than he is without it. Second, anonymity. There are lots of people in the music industry who have covered heads or faces, and one big reason why they do so is to allow them to be in public without being bombarded by creepy fans like me. When Buckethead goes shopping at Costco without the mask, no one knows it's him, so no one is going to ask him to sign their butt cheeks or anything like that, so the mask allows Buckethead to have a public life in private. Third, the gimmick. While the whole backstory is the persona's justification for wearing a mask, I do think that being consistent is good for Buckethead's character. Did you know that Buckethead almost didn't enter the music industry? He was a little nervous about being in front of people while playing guitar. Guitar Player magazine editor Joe Gore encouraged Buckethead to pursue the whole Buckethead mask thing for more reasons than one. In the 80s and 90s, everyone and their mom who played guitar had long, frizzy hair and feminine attire. That style was getting old, and people needed something new to appreciate. Who in their right mind would have thought to be a character who has a bucket on their head with a mask on their face at all times? That caught a lot of people's attention, and the best part about it is that Buckethead has been faithful to that character throughout his whole career. If anything, his mask has become a symbol of ingenuity and cleverness. It is a sign that he has a lot more to offer the world than the average guitar player. I think that this is a good place to leave off. The ingenuity is truly manifest in Buckethead's music, and the mask is the first token of such ingenious. Are there any other deets about Buckethead's mask that I may have missed? If so, please leave them in the comments below.